Good morning, dear students. I am going to talk on TYBSc Botany, semester 3rd, paper 2nd, Genetics and Evolution syllabus. In this lecture, we are going to study the course structure of TYBSc Botany, semester 3rd, and at the same time, I am going to discuss on BO 333, paper 2nd, Genetics and Evolution syllabus. So for your semester 3rd, you have 6 theory papers and 3 practicals. The theory examination will be conducted in semester pattern, while practical exam is of annual pattern. So for your theory, you have 6 papers. Paper first, course number is BO 331, Cryptogamic Botany. Second paper, BO 332, Cell and Molecular Biology. Paper third, BO 333, Genetics and Evolution. Paper fourth, BO 334, Spermatophyta and Paleobotany. Paper 5, BO 335, Horticulture and Floriculture. Paper 6, BO 336, Computational Botany. So these are the 6 theory papers. I am going to talk on Botany paper 3rd, Genetics and Evolution, BO 333. You have 3 practicals, practical 1, practical 2 and practical 3. The practical first is based on the theory papers BO 331, Cryptogamic Botany, BO 332, Cell and Molecular Biology, and the last two, BO 341 and BO 345, these theory papers are from semester 4th. Now the second one, practical, BO 348, which is based on BO 333, Genetics and Evolution, BO 334, Spermatophyta and Paleobotany, BO 342 and BO 346 are from semester 4th. Now the third practical course, BO 3.349, which is based on BO 335, Horticulture and Floriculture, BO 336, Computational Botany, and the BO 343 and BO 344, these are from semester 4th. So this is your course structure for third year BSc Botany. Now in this semester, that is in semester 3rd, we are going to study BO 331 to BO 336. These are the 6 theory papers. Now myself, I am going to talk on Botany paper 3rd, BO 333, Genetics and Evolution. So this is of your syllabus for semester 3rd in Botany paper 3rd, Genetics and Evolution. The first one chapter is the Genetics. So this is an introductory chapter to this paper, the definition of the genetics. So as you know that genetics is the study of heredity and variation, or we can say that genetics is the branch of biology that deals with the study of mechanism of heredity and the causes of variation. Now the concepts of heredity and variation. So when the characters are transmitted from one generation to the other generation, so that we call it as the inheritance. So heredity are the similarities between the progenies of the individuals, and the variations are the differences. So heredity is the cause of similarity between the individuals that has been derived from the same parents, while the variations are the differences, or these are the causes of differences. Then the branches of genetics. So genetics having the different branches like plant genetics, animal genetics, microbial genetics, human genetics. So when the genetics has been concerned with the plant, it is referred as plant genetics. Next to this is the animal genetics, that is concerned with the animals. Human genetics, microbial genetics, Mendelian genetics. So these are the various branches of the genetics. Then the applications of the genetics. So genetics having a wide scope and importance in the various field of sciences. It also used to cure the various genetical disorders. So genetics having a different application. So these applications we are going to study in this chapter. Now the second one is the Mendelism. So this chapter is based on the work of Gregor John Mendel. This Gregor John Mendel is called as the father of genetics. So in this chapter we have to study the different genetical terminologies like the heredity. For example, heredity, the process of transmission of character from one generation to the next generation that cause the similarity in the individuals. Variation is the cause of difference between the individual. What do you mean by gene? Gene is a segment of DNA which is responsible for the expression and inheritance of individual. Albinism, the presence of the absence of color in skin, hair and eyes, or the absence of chloroplast in a plant, that we call it as the albinism. Allele, one or two or more form that can exist in a single gene locus, that we call it as the allele. So these are the various terminology. So likewise such terminologies, such genetical terminologies we are going to study under the heading genetical terminology. Next is the selection of experimental material. So Mendel has given certain criteria for the selection of the experimental material. These criteria we are going to study under the selection of experimental material. So Mendel's consideration about the material comprises the variation. So the organism that has been chosen for genetical experiment should have a number of detectable differences, and at the same time only single detectable character should be considered. Next to this is the reproduction. So chosen organism should be sexually reproduced because only the offspring will be able to receive different characters from both male and female parents. Controlled mating, the chosen organism should be able to mate in a controlled and well planned condition, because in genetical experiment sometimes we have to rear genetically pure line parents by methods of controlled mating, or one should maintain careful records of the offsprings of many generations. So for that the control mating is important. Next to this is the short life cycle. The chosen organism should have very short life cycle. Next to this is the large number of offspring, convenience in handling. So these are the some of the criteria has been given by the Mendel, or this is the Mendel's consideration regarding the selection of experimental material. Next to this is the monohybrid cross. When a cross has been made for a single pair of character, that we call it as a monohybrid cross. Next to this, law of dominance. So Mendel did certain statistical analysis, and on the basis of which there are three laws of the Mendel. First is the law of dominance, law of segregation, it is also called as law of purity of gametes, law of independent assortment. So these laws we are going to study in this chapter. The law of dominance, so it states that when a cross is made for a single pair of contrasting character, that we call it as a monohybrid cross, only one character appear in the first filial generation, so this is called as law of dominance. Next to this is the incomplete dominance. When an intermediate phenotypic expression appear in F1 generation, this dominant allele is not able to completely mask the expression of the recessive allele, and intermediate phenotype has been appear in F1 generation. So such type of phenomenon, it is referred as incomplete dominance. Next to this is the law of segregation. So it is concerned with the purity of the gametes. So this law states that the heterozygote in F1 generation, the two different alleles are live for a long period of time, but they do not contaminate or mix with each other, and they get segregate separately during gamete formation. So this is about the law of segregation. Next to this is the dihybrid cross. So dihybrid cross differs from monohybrid. The difference is mono, di. Here in dihybrid cross, two different characters has been considered. So that type of cross we called it as dihybrid cross. Next to this, law of independent assortment, back and test cross. So back cross, when F1 is crossed with any one of their parent from which it is derived, it is called as back cross. And next to this is the test cross, when F1 is back crossed with the homozygous recessive parent, that type of cross is the test cross. So all these things we are going to study in the second chapter, Mendelism. Next to this is the third one chapter, interaction of genes. So various interactions we are going to study in this chapter, that comprises non-epistatic interaction and epistatic genetic interaction. So non-epistatic genetic interaction comprises the interallelic interaction, where the two alleles of a gene that interact with each other and produce a intermediate or a different phenotype. So such type of interactions are referred as non-epistatic genetic interaction. So due to such type of interaction, the classical Mendelian dihybrid ratio 9:3:3:1 get modified into the different combinations. For example, in case of complementary gene, the ratio is modified to 9:7, while in case of duplicate gene, the ratio is 15:1. Next to this is the epistatic genetic interaction. So such type of interaction which can mask or suppress the phenotypic expression of the other gene, such type of interactions are referred as epistatic genetic interaction. So one gene mask or suppress the phenotypic expression of the other gene, so such type of interactions are epistatic genetic interaction. So due to which the classical Mendelian ratio get modified into the different combinations. So the first one is the masking gene, the ratio is 12:3:1. Supplementary genes, it is also called as recessive epistatic, the ratio is 9:3:4. Inhibitory genes 13:3. Lethal genes 2:1. So lethal genes are those genes which are responsible for the death of the bearer. So such, due to this, the dihybrid ratio, the ratio is modified to 2:1. So this is about the lethal gene, its concept, inheritance of coat color in mice, inheritance of sickle cell anemia. These are the examples of the lethal genes. Now the fourth one chapter is the multiple alleles. So multiple alleles are series of alleles which occupy the same locus on a chromosome. These are called as the multiple alleles. So there are certain characters of the multiple alleles, as I was told you that these are the series of alleles occupy the same locus in the chromosome. Because of the all alleles occupy the same locus, the crossing over does not occur in the multiple alleles. The wild type of the allele is always dominant over the mutant alleles of the series. So these are the some of the characters of multiple alleles. The examples of multiple alleles: inheritance of blood group in human being. As you know that in human being there are 4 types of blood group: A, B, AB and O. So this ABO blood group system that we are going to study in this chapter. The inheritance of blood group in human, self incompatibility in Nicotiana and eye color in Drosophila. So self incompatibility is one of the concept where the inability of the pollen to effect fertilization on the stigma of same flower, that we called as self incompatibility. Eye color in Drosophila. So these are the some of the examples of multiple alleles inheritance. Next to this is the linkage and crossing over. So this chapter, in this chapter we are going to study the two phenomena, linkage and another one is the crossing over. So linkage, it is the tendency of 2 or more genes to be located on the same chromosome. So it is called as the linkage. So there are 2 types of linkage: complete linkage and incomplete linkage. So these genes are fairly close to each other and the progeny form are like their parent. No recombinations are occur. So such type of crossing, such type of linkage, it is called as complete linkage. While in case of incomplete linkage, some recombinants has been appear in the F2 generation. So such type of linkage, it is the incomplete linkage. Next to this is the crossing over. Crossing over is nothing but the that produces the new combinations of the gene by interchanging of corresponding segments between the non-sister chromatids of a homologous chromosome, that we called as the crossing over. Or in another way, crossing over is the interchanging of corresponding segments between the non-sister chromatids of the homologous chromosome. So the crossing over, its definition, the types of crossing over: single crossing over, double crossing over. So that type of crossing overs we are going to study in this chapter. The construction of a linkage map by 2-point test cross, when 2 characters has been consider when the F1 is backcrossed with the double recessive parent. So that type of cross is a 2-point test cross, 3-point test cross. 3 characters are considered. Next chapter is the quantitative and cytoplasmic inheritance. So there are 2 types of characters, qualitative and quantitative characters. Qualitative characters are the classical Mendelian characters which having, for example, the seed form. For example, it is seed form, round seed, wrinkled seed, the color of the cotyledon, that is a yellow, green. So these are the qualitative character, while the another one is the quantitative character. So quantitative characters are the metric characters which can be measurable. For example, yield per acre, the egg production in case of fowls, the milk production in case of cattle. So these are the quantitative characters which are measurable character. So such type of characters we are going to study in this chapter. The concept of quantitative inheritance. So the quantitative characters has been governed by more than one gene that has been located on the same chromosome. So it is the cumulative effect of more than one gene. So such genes are called as the polygene. So this inheritance is also called as polygenic inheritance, which control the quantitative characters. The difference between qualitative and quantitative traits. So qualitative traits are the characters of kind, while quantitative traits are the characters of degree. It shows the qualitative characters or qualitative traits shows discontinuous variation with distinct phenotypic classes. The quantitative traits, it shows continuous variations. The qualitative trait is of single gene effect, while quantitative traits is of polygenic control, it having the different genes which control the same character. Next, so this is the inheritance of quantitative trait in maize. For example, cob length in maize. So due to this, the classical Mendelian ratio 9:3:1 has been modified to 1:6:4:1. So because of this, the cob length has been controlled by the various genes, more than one genes, each having the additive effect. Next to this is the cytoplasmic inheritance. So in addition to the nuclear gene, certain genes has been present in the cytoplasmic organelles like chloroplast and mitochondria. They also governs the phenotypic expression of the plant. So such type of inheritance, it is referred as cytoplasmic inheritance. So for example, chloroplast, variegation in 4 o'clock plant. So this is the example of cytoplasmic inheritance, while in case of mitochondria, the peptide mutant in yeast. Next, so this is the sex linked inheritance. So sex linked inheritance, in addition to the autosomes, some chromosomes are present in the organism. These are referred as the sex chromosomes. So sex chromosomes are those chromosomes which determine the sex of the individuals. So when we studied the inheritance of such sex chromosomes, the genes which are located on the sex chromosome, for example X chromosome, Y chromosome, so this type of inheritance is the sex linked inheritance. So the concept of sex chromosome, autosomes. So autosomes are the chromosomes other than the sex chromosome, that is X and Y chromosome. These are called as the autosomes, while the sex chromosomes are the X and Y chromosome. Inheritance of X linked genes. So those genes which are present on the X chromosome and which are not found in the non-homologous portion of the Y chromosome, these are called as X linked genes. Similarly, Y linked genes, XY linked genes. So here inheritance of X linked genes, eye color in Drosophila, inheritance of color blindness in humans, inheritance of Y linked genes. So these genes has been expressed only in male, because the male having only one X and one Y chromosome. So it having the sex chromosome like X and Y. So they are expressed only in males. So the Hollandric genes in humans, sex influenced genes. So these are the autosomal genes which get expressed, or whose expression is based on the sex of the bearer. So such genes are referred as sex influenced genes. For example, baldness in humans, sex limited genes, feathering in the domestic fowl. So these are the some of the examples of the sex influenced and sex limited genes. Next to this is the euploidy and aneuploidy. So this chapter comprises certain numerical changes in the chromosome. Numerical changes comprises the changes in the whole set of chromosome and the number of the chromosome. So the whole set of chromosome we refer it as euploidy, and when there is a change in the one or more chromosomes, then it is referred as aneuploidy. So aneuploidy and euploidy, these are the numerical changes in the chromosome. The first one is the euploidy, that comprises monoploidy. When an individual possesses only one set of chromosome, one set of chromosome, that is, it is referred as monoploidy. How it get originated, the production of monoploids, its morphology and uses, that we are going to study in this chapter. Next to this is the polyploidy. When an organism or individual possesses more than two sets of chromosome, that it is referred as polyploidy. The concept of polyploidy, characteristics of the polyploidy. Polyploidy generally concerned with the giantism in the organism. Next to this is the autoploidy body. When an organism comprises more than two sets of chromosome, whether they has been derived from the same species or different species, there are two types of polyploidy: autopolyploidy and allopolyploidy. Autopolyploidy comprises the chromosomes multiple of the same set, and the allopolyploidy where the sets of chromosome has been derived from the different species, so it having the different origin. Now autopolyploidy, origin and production, effect of autopolyploidy, uses, allopolyploidy concept, synthesized allopolyploidy, for example wheat, cotton, evolutionary significance of polyploidy, aneuploidy. Now the aneuploidy, when there is a change in the number of chromosome, when there is an addition or deletion of one or more chromosome, if monosomy, nullisomy, these are the types of aneuploidy, trisomy, tetrasomy. So this is about the aneuploidy. Next to this is the chromosomal aberration. When there is a change in the morphology and the number of chromosome, so that is referred as the changes in the chromosomal, or it is referred as chromosomal aberrations. So there are various types of structural changes in the chromosome. When there is a deletion or a loss of one or more genes or a part of segment, that is referred as the deletion. Next to this is the duplication. When there is an addition of one or more genes in the chromosome, it is referred as duplication. Next to this is the inversion, rotation of group of genes by 180 degree within one chromosome, it is referred as inversion. Exchange of parts between chromosomes of different pair, it is referred as translocation. So all these we are going to study in the chromosomal aberrations. So chromosomal aberrations are concerned with the changes in the genome involving chromosome parts, whole chromosome or whole chromosomal sets, it is referred as chromosomal aberrations. So the structural changes comprises deletion, duplication, inversion and translocation. Next point is the next chapter is the evolution. So the concept of organic evolution, theories of evolution, pre-Darwinian period, theory of inheritance of acquired characters, Lamarckism, Darwinism, theory of natural selection, post-Darwinian period, modern synthetic theory. Next to this is the evidences of evolution. So there are direct evidences, indirect evidences, direct evidences and conclusions from fossils record, indirect evidences, evidences from genetics, evidences from biogeographical relations. Last one chapter, population genetics and evolution. So the concept of Mendelian population, gene pool and its models, Hardy-Weinberg law of gene frequencies, factors affecting allelic frequency, genetic polymorphism. So all these things we are going to study in the evolution. So this is about your botany paper 3rd BO 333 genetics and evolution syllabus. So in the next lectures we are going to start our syllabus. So the first one chapter, that is the genetics, its introduction, definition, concept of heredity and variation, branches and applications of genetics. So the chapter we are going to study in the next lecture. Okay, thank you, stay home, stay safe.